Hi, Barry.
Yeah. Hi, Craig.
I've
Let's see.
got sound.
There we go.
You are. Hi. Let's get you on
How are
fish.
you? Sorry for my delay. I have you on my calendar and I didn't realize it was just past 4 o'clock already. So
That's okay. I wasn't quite sure on the time, and then I thought, oh, you might have daylight saving. Who knows?
yeah. Dallas Cowboys, man, we need to straighten you out, Craig.
Yeah, you have to send me another hat, hey?
Yeah, I got to send you something better than that. Maybe a Steelers hat.
No, it's early in the morning, and it's either that or bed hair, So
Yeah. Yeah. So I did wear that one day. I don't know if you're familiar with the game of pickleball.
yeah, I've seen it. I haven't played it, but I know it.
Yeah, so I wore it one day because the medium one fits me, medium left. I go, I'll
Yeah.
try it, and yeah, it definitely seems to help. It may not be designed for my problem, but I was like, because I wear a T brace sometimes, and that helps a little bit too, just the
Yeah.
lace up brace. And so I tried it, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So it might not be the one I looked up. The T2 was the one I looked up. It was like an air cast with a rigid sides to it and a hinge. So that's not the one you have.
Mine's pretty much just laces, and then it has the heel locks that go around just like yours on both
Uh-huh.
sides. Probably a little bit more. It's not elastic. It's pretty
Yeah.
firm. I don't know what kind of some sort of nylon, I guess, material. Then it velcros up the side. Then there's a piece that covers everything up and keeps it all together. It's a little bit bulkier than yours. But yeah, but it works fine for my purposes. But yours was a little bit more comfortable and lighter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, if you want to run me through how I think I have it on, I had it on right, but certainly we can go through it.
Well,
I
it's
brought your
yeah. So I'll put my camera down. Over a bit. Oh. Oh, put it down, I think.
that was all right.
No, I've got to hold my foot up too far in the air. There we go. That's it.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So the essential parts of it, the first thing is to undo these red straps first, right?
Right.
Because if you have the back one on, especially the heel lock, it'll pull the brace down before you get it set. So it works by this model. I've got other models that I haven't released yet that I still need to test, but where these are adhesive as well. They're a disposable pad that have adhesive on them.
Yeah.
So you replace them every time. But the idea is these here need a few minutes and binding around the outside. I've just done a video where I use this cohesive tape, the stuff that sticks to itself, doesn't stick to you. You seen this?
Oh yeah.
But so I overwrap it with that. And when I do the bowling ball drop tests, and although I've done it without it as well just recently, I just use this over the top to wrap it. I've done a video for athletic trainers to show how once you overwrap it, people tend to over tighten it or try and play with it because they can't feel it. Because once these are anchored on and the skin moves into the holes, it's like when I started to look for something that would anchor onto a flat surface and resist a high shock force. And I literally saw a starfish sitting on a rock being smashed by waves. And I thought, well, if I could just make something that anchors onto the skin like that, then I can end up with a high shock force anchor. And
Sure.
that's really, so it requires a bit of pressure around the outside of it and time for the skin to move into those holes. You're actually the starfish anchoring onto this.
Yeah. So you
Right.
don't
So,
really want to wear a sock underneath this at all then, or at least roll the sock down so you have skin contact.
well, I got asked this by a guy named Dr. Bob up in Chicago. I did a radio interview with him. I said, basically the answer to that is you can wear it over the sock, but then it'll be just as effective as any other brace, right? Because the anchoring is what makes it possible to prevent an ankle sprain. If you're anchoring over the bones and using the bony surfaces and you've got it over a sock, those things are going to slip. or have a finite
Yeah.
amount of things.
Yeah.
So what I discovered was, yes, you can make it, you can wear it over the sock, but it's just not as safe. And that's where making it a safety device, the two things are, one, you need to set these anchors properly, and you also need to have a little bit of tension up each side that holds the joint together. And in the case of an ankle sprain where you have lax ligaments, what's happening is the laxity in the ligaments allows the tibio-talar joint to move around, right? As soon as you lock it in with what actually the lateral ligaments will do is lock the surfaces of the tibio-talar joint and the talus together. And that's what creates stability, not necessarily the ligaments themselves. It's that and the interarticular pressure, like a suction cap. Once there's pressure inside that joint, you can hang your whole body weight off that joint, and the static hydrostatic pressure will actually maintain the joint. So that's why when I asked ankle surgeons, okay, I'm putting the joint back together and stopping even loading, stopping uneven loading of the talus, but I've got cartilage on cartilage. What happened to the synovial fluid? And I was surprised to find out that they never actually repair or reinflate the synovial joint. So that's where with ankle surgeons, that could be a cure, like a clue to what causes post-traumatic ankle osteoarthritis, is being a form of decompression sickness. All right, so you've got basically just put your foot strap in, put these ones, your buckles through lightly. All right.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, so now with the foot dorsiflex
Dorsiflex. Yeah.
and opposite to the ankle sprain, so everted. Right, you want to hold the foot in that position, and you pull it up. Okay. Now holding the outside with your free hand, you come down behind it and hold that in position. And then I should have sent you I'll do it if you go to testing it, but I have a little scale that they use at Sydney University for their trials, so they could set 3 kilo per source. That's what they did versus the air cast. So you set those up with quite a substantial bit of pressure, because once that anchor's on, it'll feel less tight, but it's going to take a few minutes for the skin to move into those holes. All right, so just check there. It's got tension in there.
Yep.
And on the inner side. All right.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure I had it right the first time, but
Yeah, you might have.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, and once you've got that, just lightly put your foot strap across the red one.
Yep.
All right, because when you pull the back one in, as you see here, it pulls it all in and locks it up. Right, gives you so this is for derotational support. Okay, as it comes around the lateral malleolus, the secondary, there's 2 mechanisms of injury. One is the roll out. Don't test it yet because it'll come down. There's roll out, but the other one is rotary. Right. So you can rotate and injure the ligaments, and once you get to the limit of subtalar joint range of motion, inversion, then it'll start it is rotating externally anyway. So that's where the secondary restraint comes in and holds the lateral malleolus and stops it ripping backwards. So that's essentially it. Just and then give those a little tighten up as much as you can bear. That's where this wrap